on position until pressure is sufficient to cancel the caution. Anti-skid should be selected on. Do it. The park brake must be on and the AC bus bars powered before the anti-skid system is tested. The anti-skid inoperative anti-skid fault annunciators on the overhead panel should be checked out. The anti-skid fault yellow button on the ground test panel is pressed. Do it. The anti-skid inoperative and anti-skid fault annunciators will light along with the anti-skid annunciator on the central warning panel. The test button should be released immediately as soon as the anti-skid fault annunciator goes out. This occurs approximately 4 seconds after the test button is pressed. The anti-skid inoperative annunciator and the anti-skid annunciator on the central warning panel should go out after approximately 10 seconds. The test is then repeated for the green system using the anti-skid fault green test button. Before engine start, the park brake must be checked on with yellow only indicating on the brake select switch. Brake pressure must be set to a minimum of 2,500 psi on the yellow brake pressure gauge. If pushing back, brake accumulator low pressure must be out before the park brake is released. If brake accumulator low pressure lights during pushback, accumulator pressure should be increased. Either the AC or DC pump can be used, but the AC pump must not be used during engine start. Do it. Before the tow bar is disconnected, the park brake must be set and the yellow system pressure checked at a minimum of 2,500 psi. After engine start, the brake fans are selected to auto to provide cooling air for the brakes during taxi and in the event of a rejected takeoff. Do it. Brake fan selected on will illuminate on the central status panel because the nose landing gear is locked down. In cold weather, the brake cooling fan should be selected as required to maintain brake temperature above 50 degrees Celsius to prevent them from freezing on. This is most likely to occur following retraction after a takeoff from a runway where slush would accumulate on the brakes. When ready to taxi, the park brake is released. Do it. And the yellow brakes are checked. When the aircraft is clear of obstructions, the green system is checked. In order to avoid transfer of fluid between the two systems, ensure that the brake pressure is 0 before selecting yellow or green. To prevent the brakes from overheating during taxi, allow the aircraft to accelerate before evenly applying approximately 500 psi to the brakes to reduce speed to a walking pace. before allowing the aircraft to accelerate again. Takeoff is performed with the brake selected to yellow. Before landing, the yellow brake system is checked by applying pressure to the pedals and observing a rise on the brake pressure gauge. When pressure is released, the indication on the brake pressure gauge must return to 0. Anti-skid fault advises of reduced integrity of the system, but performance is unlikely to be affected. Anti-skid inoperative indicates a more serious failure with the probability that anti-skid is unavailable. Indication of the anti-skid system being inoperative is given by both anti-skid fault and anti-skid inoperative annunciators on the anti-skid and lift spoilers panel, and the anti-skid on the central warning panel. An attempt should be made to clear the warnings by selecting the alternative brake system. If this is unsuccessful, anti-skid may be unavailable and extreme caution must be exercised when braking. Landing distance may be increased up to 60%. If the decision is made to reject a takeoff, maximum brake pressure, 3,100 psi, must be applied. Damage to the tires and brakes is possible following a rejected takeoff. The brake units must be inspected before further use. The tires may have sustained internal damage which is not visible. Depending on the amount of energy absorbed, the main tires may need to be scrapped. For safety reasons, after a rejected takeoff or a flapless landing, do not approach the main wheels for 15 minutes. If yellow system braking fails, the green system is selected. If normal braking is still not restored, the emergency yellow system is selected. Anti-skid is not available with the emergency yellow system selected, and extreme caution must be exercised when braking. Landing distance may be increased by up to 60%. Congratulations! You have now completed this module.